Hello, welcome back to the Triumvirate. My name is Jay. This year me and my friends have decided to do a few more of these army showcase videos. Some more hobby related ones where we show you units we've painted and made and what we're basically just doing in between the battle reports. As you can see, it's already April and we haven't done a single one yet, so this is going to be the first. So today I'm going to be showing you my Cadian 343rd Armoured Regiment, the Blade of Macharius. This is the Cadian 343rd Armoured Regiment, the Blade of Macharius. Back in 2014, when the Astra Militarum, as they're now called, or the Imperial Guard, had an update where they added in the Tempest Scions and the Taurochs and the Wyvern and Hydra tanks, etc. I decided it would be a good idea to start off my own Cadian army. I've always loved Imperial Guard, they're one of my favourites. I mean, back in the day before I even really got into the hobby, when I was a lot younger, I played Dawn of War, Winter Assault. I loved the Imperial Guard from that. They're one of my favourite factions in 40k, they are. I think, obviously it's because they're human, they're like just these normal ass guys, and they're up against everything. It's like Space World War II. Now, I already had a half-painted army of Ultramarines at this time, so like most people, I bought way more than I could paint. One of the things I bought was, I think it was the Hammer of Cadia box, which had 3 Leman Russes, 3 Hellhounds and a Baneblade. So for many years they were unpainted and gathering dust. Fast forward a few years until the beginning of this year, these tanks sat in the cupboard pretty much, half painted and unused. When we started doing battle reports, we like to use fully painted models. The thing I hate seeing the most in battle reports is probably unpainted models, or like half-made models, or like proxied models. So that's something, when we made the channel, we wanted to have fully painted armies all the time. So if I wanted to use Cadians, I had to paint these tanks. So a few of them were fully painted, and there was a couple that weren't, along with the Baneblade and a couple of the Hellhounds and stuff. So at the beginning of this year, I decided I'm going to paint them all, and I'm going to do them all the same, up to the same standard, and they're all going to have company markings on them and everything. So I got them all out, and one by one I just went through each tank and brought them all up to the same standard, as it were. So as you can see, they've all got these company markings on them, they've all got transfers. Again, I've mentioned this in the past, I'm not a master painter or anything, but like the thing I love most about 40k is probably making the models and playing the game, and I love the lore as well. But over the last year or so, I'd say that my love for painting has grown a lot. But I'm still not like a master or anything. But I think I've done pretty well on these tanks. My painting has improved over the years. I think the weathering looks pretty good. So as you can see there with the Baneblade, you've got the company markings there, which is the white and red. I've got a few of the transfers, and there's a bit of weathering around the bottom. So we'll start off with my company tank commander. This is Thomas Shunto. As you can see, he's got a sick mustache. He looks a bit like my granddad, which is where the name came from. So with these Leman Russes, they're all magnetised apart from 2 of them, which is the heavy bolters are glued on, the sponsons, and the hull mounted one in the front. But all the guns are magnetised pretty much, apart from that. The battle cannon and the Vanquisher and the side sponsons. All the tanks I own, well, all the Leman Russes I own are Leman Russ battle tanks, which has, I think, 4 different options for the main gun. I have 5 of those, and they're numbered 1 through 5. Number 1 being the tank commander, obviously. I've got a couple other ones then, which aren't really special. One of the ones I like the most is the one with the, I guess it'd be the standard, the company standard for the tanks. I could probably do a bit more to the standard, put a bit of writing on there, maybe. But I quite like it, stands out. I haven't really seen much of that before. The lore behind it is that the tank in the last battle that got the most kills then gets to carry the standard into battle as an honour. So those are my Leman Russes. Again, I don't have any demolishers, and tank companies are generally 10 tanks. So, I mean, I've got 5 battle tanks. So, I mean, the next logical step would be 5 Leman Russ demolishers. I'll leave it for now. I do have plans, which I'll mention at the end of this video, for the future of this army. but I'll leave that till the end for now. So next thing up is my Hellhounds. Again, these are magnetized. You've got the 3 different options for the main gun and the hull-mounted weapon. So the colours for the actual the regiment markings there, the red, white, and white, red, and white. That's actually drawn from the Imperial Guard Codex. So I sort of scanned through a lot of the images to try and figure out how certain things are marked. As you can see, the Chimeras, which aren't actually technically part of my armoured regiment, I guess they're part of the my infantry regiment, but they've got the white, orange, and white stripe on the side, so that's dictates of their transport. So my artillery, when I get around to getting it, is going to have yellow, red, and yellow, and then that would be the 3 different markings. And then finally we have the crown jewel of my Imperial Guard army at the moment, the Baneblade. Again, the gun is magnetized, the main gun, so it can become the Hellhammer. I did actually write the name down for it somewhere, but I can't find it. I think I called it Steel Sovereign off the top of my head, but it was something like that. This is the last model I painted out of all the tanks, and I think it turned out really well. So I painted the camouflage a long time ago when I first got them, but once I neatened it all up and did all the details, I think it turned out really cool. Put a big number 1 on the side with a pair of wings, so he is tank number 1 of the super heavy detachment. Who knows if there will be more. I mean, a shadow sword is looking pretty tasty to me, but we'll see how that goes. Guy with a heavy stubber on top. I mean, as if the Baneblade hasn't got enough guns already. One more wouldn't hurt, would it? Just a, just a guy. You gotta have a guy pointing. Put little skulls on the side, so maybe that's like to show how many super heavy kills he's had or something. Like little kill markers. So that's it for my collection so far. I do have plans for the future for this army, but I'm still trying to paint some other things at the moment, so it'd be stupid for me to buy some more at the moment. So there's a couple of other units I can, or I would like to get into this army. There's nothing really that you have in terms of artillery, which is, big guns that sit at the back shooting over. First thing that pops in my head is the Basilisk. This is just a classic unit, Basilisk. So I think I would have to get one of those eventually. I would like to. I mean, 2 would be good, but 1 is good enough for me, because the other units I like to get, one of them is the Wyvern / Hydra. So I would magnetize that, so it could be both versions. And I would also like to get the Death Strike missile launcher, because it's just badass. It's just a giant missile. So there's also like a stratagem, you can use it in the game to make it even better. So it's just cool. Obviously, as I mentioned earlier, I would like to get a Leman Russes Demolisher as well, just so I got the other options, because you only get like half the options really in the one box. So there's the Demolisher Cannon, the Exterminator Plasma Cannon, I think it's called, or Executioner, something like that, and the Punisher Gatling Cannon as well, which is just cool. So I think I'd have to get 1, maybe 5 of those. We'll see how it goes. So this is it for the first video of my Cadians. I've put Ultramarines videos up in the past, so this is the first Cadian one, and there's going to be plenty more in the future. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed. Please let me know if you'd like to see more videos like this, and maybe Aiden and Adlar can get a couple in here as well. There is 1 or 2 we have planned already at the moment, so let us know. Thanks for watching, I'll see you next time.